Hey guys, Chris here, and in this video we're going to talk about the quality of life updates from the Japan version of War of the Visions that should be coming to the global version sometime soon. If you don't know what a quality of life update is in a mobile game, it just refers to a feature or update that makes life easier or fixes a certain feature in the game that might not be working properly. I'll talk about the big updates that are coming first and move on to a couple of smaller things that are just kind of nice that the Japan version has that we don't have here in global. I just wanted to make this video so people were aware of the things that will be fixed in the future. The only disclaimer with this video is that there's no guarantee any of these things actually get added to global or on the time frame of when they get added, so I'm just estimating on the time frame. If you like the video, smash those like and subscribe buttons below and check out some of our other War of the Visions videos. First up, we have an update to gear crafting that should be coming very soon to global. I take pleasure in saying this every single time gear crafting comes up in one of my videos, but the gear and crafting system in this game sucks. Luckily, there's an update coming that makes it suck just a little bit less. Every single piece of gear has this type associated with it, which affects the maximum stats that gear can get when you upgrade it. For example, Assault gives you a much higher cap on attack, Vital gives you HP, Magic, etc. Well, you may have noticed when you craft a new piece of gear that this type ends up being totally random, which means if you're crafting a +5 Ragnarok like many of us are doing right now, you might end up with a type that you don't want. Japan players were furious about this when the game launched, particularly for gear where certain types were just better than others, for example the Lionheart replica. If you had limited recipes and got a crappy type, well, sucks to be you. For this reason, they added an update that allows you to inherit the type from one of the pieces used and pass it along to the new piece crafted. For example, if you're crafting a +1 and you have an Assault type and a Vital type, you get to choose if the new piece crafted is Assault or Vital. Essentially, this lets you choose whatever type you want for your final craft, which is pretty nice. This is why you might see other YouTubers like Clake, Howls, Cabbage, and Diggs recommending that you don't do much crafting until this update comes out, and I completely endorse that message. This update should be coming out in the next couple of weeks in global, and probably no later than June. The second major update to the game involves what abilities your units use on auto battle. If you're wondering why your Mont runs around throwing stones all the time when he could be doing something much more useful, you're definitely not alone. This update allows you to turn off certain abilities during auto battle so your units won't use them. This is incredibly useful for units like Mont, who uses throw stone all the time, or Ayaka, who uses immobilize like it's the only working porta potty at a Black Eyed Peas concert. Japan just got this update, so we shouldn't expect this in global anytime soon. In fact, we might only get this system when they've worked out more kinks, or we might even get a worse system. There's really no way of telling. We shouldn't expect this update for at least 3 to 4 months, but probably realistically more like 6 months or about October or November. A really big update is coming to MultiQuests, which lets you, as the host, kick out players that have gone AFK or disconnected. This is obviously a really good feature because there's nothing that causes a good MultiQuest farming session to disband faster than a player going AFK. Obviously, this function has the added drawback that hosts might just kick out lower level or newer players just because they want to farm faster, or you might potentially see discrimination or bullying with a feature like this. So you can see how Gumi might be hesitant to implement this feature for fear of alienating certain players. Regardless, we can probably expect some version of this feature to come out in the next 2 or 3 months. The next really nice fix that should be coming very soon to global is updating the guild barracks to allow you to raise faith instead of bravery. We've talked about this in our other videos, but the only way to raise faith currently is by using Fina's cheer ability over and over again. JP had an update to the guild barracks that allows you to raise faith up to 70, just like how you can raise bravery now. The added bonus is that you can collect JP on your mage units without tanking their faith. From what I understand, you'll still have to use cheer to raise faith over 70, but it certainly is a nice update nonetheless. Most JP players say that they would expect this update to hit about a month from now or early June. We've all learned about how nice the auto repeat function has been for farming the Final Fantasy Tactics event. At the same time, we've also learned about how useless this function is every time you get Gafgarian shards, a chocobo fever, or the tantalizing pop of the whimsy shop. All of these things can cause your farming to come to a grinding halt, rendering the auto repeat function about as useless as, well, the only working porta potty at a f***ing Black Eyed Peas concert. The good news is that the Japan version of the game just got word that this will be fixed in an upcoming patch. The bad news is, this means it's probably a really long ways out for those of us on global, but we can always be hopeful that they implement it sooner rather than later. Lastly, you see stats like defense, spirit, evade, and accuracy all over the game. If you go to your unit's detailed stats here, you can see them right, oh yeah, they aren't there. The good news is that apparently the Japan version of the game lets you view these stats, so we should get this sometime in the future in global. When? Well, I don't really see it as a priority for them, but probably in the next 2 to 3 months. Anyway, I hope this video helps explain a few of the features that are in the Japan version of the game that we most likely should see come to global sometime in the future. Which feature are you guys looking forward to the most? As always, if you like the video, please consider subscribing to the channel, and thanks for watching.